Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Romka, and I love to talk about making moves both geographically and professional. First things first, I just want to say congratulations to everyone who is graduating during this graduation season, whether it's from middle school, high school, elementary school, college, a master's program, a doctorate program, any sort of program. Congratulations, you did it. It is a huge accomplishment to graduate, and you know, whether you're the first in your family, whether you're the last child of your family to do it, whether you're the first in your community, whether you did something that people don't value or that you feel people don't value, whether you did something that was important to you, whatever it is, I just want to say congratulations. The fact that you were able to stick through it and graduate, whether it was summa cum laude, magna cum laude, I barely did it, but thank you, laude, it deserves a congratulations. So congrats. For a lot of people who are graduating in this season, you might be newly joining the workforce. And joining the workforce can be an interesting experience. Part of what will come with you newly joining the workforce is that depending on the organization that you're with, whether it's Fortune 500, whether it's a small NGO, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's a think tank, whatever kind of group it is, even if it's a boutique real estate firm, right? There's a possibility that you might be the youngest in your office. Now, being the youngest in the office is not a negative thing and should never be taken as a negative thing. However, I do feel that there are some things we just have to keep in mind if you are the youngest in the office. I've had several points in my career where I've been the youngest in the office or the youngest in the team. Along the way, there's some things that I've learned that I would like to share with you all. Another reason why I wanted to do this video, typically when I'm recording content, I like to also go online and see what there is available, right? If there are resources I can link you all to, I always put them in the description box. However, for this particular topic, I realized that a lot of what I was seeing online was coming more so from the perspective of like trying to tell younger people how to act. And, you know, yes, there is a level of professionalism that we all have to attain to, but I also feel like there's an understanding of how do you handle actually being the youngest in the office and interacting with different people. And so that's more of the angle from which I'll be tackling today's video. The first tip I'm going to give to you, do not explicitly tell anyone your age. It is actually illegal to ask someone their age in a job application or in an interview. And I'm gonna put a star next to the job application because it also depends what they're collecting it for. If it's for demographic purposes, that is different than them using it to determine whether you're a good candidate for the job or not. You cannot discriminate based on age. That is illegal on like every level possible. Once you're hired, it is likely that HR may ask you for your birthday. They may ask you for, you know, they'll ask you for all those information because that's part of the entire benefits enrollment process and whatnot. So HR will probably eventually get that information, but your team should not be explicitly asking you how old you are. And if they do, you are by no means compelled to answer. Number 2, give respect, earn respect. I'm a huge believer in respecting people regardless of their age, regardless of their background, regardless of anything. Just respect people. I feel like if you don't respect other people, it's because you really don't respect yourself. So I strongly believe in respecting people all around. That being said, you need to give everyone that you work with a good level of respect and also expect respect back from them. Just because you're the youngest in the office or the youngest on your team does not mean anyone should disrespect you. Even if it's pretty obvious that you're the youngest, let's say you're working on a team where everybody is like, you can tell people are kind of older, like they're probably grandparents and talking about, oh, my grandkids, you still should expect a level of respect from them. There's a certain professional respect that is not age dependent, and I feel that we all need to be able to give it and expect it, like I said. And if someone is disrespecting you or belittling you because of your age, is definitely something that needs to be raised. I don't think it's conducive to work in a work environment where someone is disrespecting you, period. But especially about your age, which you cannot change, I don't think that's helpful. The third thing I would say is to be willing to learn and teach. So a lot of the content that I looked at, a lot of it was saying, oh, be willing to learn, be willing to learn, be willing to learn. And that's great. Don't get me wrong. You definitely have a lot to learn, especially if this is your first job or, you know, you're still kind of new to the workforce. There's some certain things you need to learn. But there are also some things that you can offer to them to teach. And so part of learning is about being humble and being able to ask the right questions, you know, ask questions, like actually ask questions. Find those colleagues or coworkers that you feel comfortable with and that you know you can ask your questions to. So be willing to learn. Be willing to teach because let's be real, things change, especially technology. And so there are some certain things that maybe you picked up from a class, or maybe you picked up from an internship that you did, or maybe you picked up from somewhere else that this organization that you're at might not necessarily have thought of yet, or has started doing. And so you should also be willing to teach, and teach, of course, also from a humble from a humble angle, but you should be able to teach as well to help your workplace. You know, you want to benefit them in the same way that you're getting benefit from them. The fourth thing is to focus on how you can connect with them. I strongly feel that connection in the workplace is important. I'm not saying I got to be the best of friends going on vacation with each other. That doesn't always happen. But you do want to find a way to connect with your coworkers. I think it makes it a little bit more bearable to work with people when you can have conversations outside of when is this deliverable due. Now, if that's the conversation y'all gonna have, that's just the conversation y'all gonna have. Don't push it. But do find ways that you can connect with them. And so connecting on the topic of, oh, my grandchild is starting elementary school might not apply to you if you ain't got no grandkids, or if you don't even have children to begin with. So you do want to find some other things you can connect with, whether it's you all went to the same school, you grew up in the same area, they have an interest in fishing, you like fishing, whatever the case is, but try to find topic or content areas to connect on rather than life experiences, if that makes sense. Because truth be told, if they are much older and they've experienced certain things in life, anytime that they talk about it, it's probably gonna fly over your head. I've had coworkers that would talk to me about certain bands or certain things that happened in the 60s and 70s, and I'm like, I wasn't even alive then, so I really have no idea what you're talking about. Or if I do have an idea what you're talking about, it's not from the experiential purpose or the experiential place that you have where you actually experienced it. Mine is just I read about it or I've heard about it. And so I think it's important to, once again, find those things that you actually can connect on that are not necessarily time or age dependent. And if you can find absolutely nothing to connect on, then at least y'all work at the same place. And like I said, just leave it where it is. The final thing I'm gonna say is don't count yourself out. Being the youngest person in a team can be tough, especially if you have coworkers that make some underhanded comments about it. I've had that happen to me before. Where I had a coworker basically say, oh my gosh, you little babies. And in my mind, I'm like, no girl, I'm not a baby. Okay, I'm a woman that has a degree. I'm working at the same company you are, and we both got the same title. So I'm not a baby. I come from a culture where oftentimes the amount of respect you're afforded is tied to your age. And so it's really easy to feel that because you're young, you don't deserve respect. Because you're young, you shouldn't be seen. Because you're young, you shouldn't be heard. Because you're young, you have nothing to offer. But the truth is, you have something to offer. I always go back to the point of the fact that if you were hired, they obviously felt that you could do something. And so it is up to you to show that not only do I have the potential, but I can actually bring forth the results. I can actually bring forth the evidence. And so for me, I don't care if you're the youngest person in your office by 10 years, 20 years, even by a few months. It is your responsibility to always show up and show the best version of yourself, regardless of your age. Your age is not a factor in terms of how well you can present yourself. That's not a factor. You have some 5-year-olds who are excelling at whatever it is that they're doing, even if it's playing the piano. So whatever it is that you find to do it diligently. The Bible says that, seest thou a man diligent, he will stand before kings. So I believe it is extremely important to not count yourself out, to be diligent, to work hard, and to always bring your best self, your best efforts, your best talents, your best skills, your best mind. Bring your best everything to work every day. Now, a lot of what I shared today, I know I was targeting it at being the youngest in the office, but it truly applies at the other side of the spectrum as well. You know, whether you're the oldest, whether you're the youngest, there can be that sense of othering that you may do yourself or that you may feel that your coworkers are doing, but it's just important to always know that you're there for a reason, you're capable, and you can do what you need to do. Now, I know that, of course, being older, there are a lot of other there's a lot of other package, I would say, that comes with being the oldest in the office. But whether you're the youngest or the oldest, the most important thing is to show up and get it done. At the end of the day, you cannot change your age unless you believe in football ages, but you can always change your mindset and your skill set. So focus on what you can change and focus on how you can be the best version of yourself regardless of your age. I hope this video was helpful. Please make sure to like and share this video. Comment below, let me know your thoughts as well. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more travel and career content. See y'all next time.